Las Vegas, the city of lights, the city of dreams, a place where fortunes are made and lost in the blink of an eye. It's a city that never sleeps, where the neon lights burn bright and the promise of excitement is around every corner. But underneath all the glitz and glamour, something dark is hiding. Behind the dazzling lights and the ringing of slot machines, there lies a shadowy underworld. A place where secrets are kept and danger lurks in every shadow. A story written in neon and blood. A tale of ambition, greed and betrayal. This is not just a story of a city, but of the people who built it and those who were consumed by it. This is the story of Ted Binio, a man born into this world. A man who made a fortune and a man who died too soon. Ted was a larger-than-life figure, a man who lived and breathed Las Vegas. He was a part of the city's very fabric, woven into its history. What he left behind? A mystery buried in the Nevada desert, a treasure that has become the stuff of legend. People have searched for it, dreamed of finding it, but it remains elusive, hidden away in the vast expanse of the desert. Ted Binio was Las Vegas royalty. Born into a family that helped shape the city, he was destined for greatness. His life was a roller coaster of highs and lows, triumphs and tragedies. His dad, Benny Binio, built the Horseshoe Casino, a place all about risk and reward. It was a place where fortunes were won and lost, where the stakes were always high. Benny was a legend in his own right, a man who knew how to play the game. Ted grew up in the casino's shadow, learning all its secrets, feeling its pull. The casino was his playground, a place where he learned the art of the deal, the thrill of the gamble. It was a world that fascinated him, a world he was destined to be a part of. But power, like luck, can disappear. The same city that gave him everything could also take it all away. The highs were high, but the lows were devastating. Ted's life was a constant battle, a struggle to stay on top in a city that never stopped moving. Ted liked the dangerous things in life, the darker side of the city. He was drawn to the thrill of the forbidden, the allure of the underworld. It was a dangerous game, one that would ultimately lead to his downfall. Drugs, gangsters, and a love for everything he shouldn't have became his friends. The darker side of Las Vegas was a world he couldn't resist. It was a world that promised excitement but also brought danger and destruction. His empire fell apart when he lost his gaming license, the first time that ever happened in Nevada. It was a blow that he never fully recovered from. The city that had given him so much had also taken it all away. Kicked out of the family business, he went back to his fortune, a fortune made of silver. It was his last refuge, a reminder of the wealth he once had. But even that couldn't save him from the shadows that haunted his life. Silver, something real, a sign of wealth in a world of changing fortunes. Ted collected a mountain of it, bars and coins, a way to show his power. He didn't trust banks. He liked keeping his treasure safe himself. He moved his silver to a secret spot, a huge empty part of the desert in Pahrump, Nevada. There he built his vault, an underground fortress to protect his treasure. The desert, harsh and secretive, became his only friend. It was a huge job. More than 46,000 pounds of silver, including more than 100,000 silver dollars, disappeared into the ground. The Binio hoard, as everyone called it, showed how paranoid and obsessed he was. The vault itself was amazing, 12 feet deep, made of concrete and steel. It was built to survive anything, even curious eyes. You got in through a heavy metal door hidden from the sky. To move the silver, Ted used a small team, and they couldn't tell anyone about it. They worked in the dark, hidden by the huge desert. Only a few people knew where the vault was, and it became a whispered legend. But the desert keeps its secrets. And like the whispers of the wind, rumors of the Binio hoard started to spread, making people who wanted it for themselves take notice. September 17th, 1998. Ted Binio was found dead in his Las Vegas home. Officially, he overdosed on drugs, but things didn't seem right. It felt like something was hidden. Binio, who everyone knew used drugs, was found with empty pill bottles around him, but people started saying he was murdered. Some believed it wasn't an accident. Someone killed him, someone who wanted his silver. Two people looked guilty. Sandy Murphy, Binion's girlfriend, and Rick Tabish, a builder with a shady past. It seemed clear why they would do it: greed and wanting the Binion hoard. Section 5. The Accused. Sandy Murphy, a former stripper, lived with Binion. She was young, pretty, and wanted a lot out of life. Rick Tabish, a builder who had worked for Binio, was known for being ruthless and doing illegal things. The prosecution said they had planned it all. They said Murphy drugged Binio so he couldn't fight back. Then they said Tabish suffocated him to keep him quiet. They wanted Binion's money and the hidden silver. But the defense said Binion killed himself because he had used drugs for so long. They said Murphy and Tabish were being blamed unfairly just because they knew Binion. Everyone was ready for a trial that would get the whole country's attention. Section 6. The Trial of the Century. This was not just any trial. It was a spectacle that captivated the nation. The courtroom was packed with people eager to witness the unfolding drama. The trial of Sandy Murphy and Rick Tabish was huge news. Headlines screamed their names and reporters camped outside the courthouse, hoping to catch every twist and turn of the case. Cameras filled the courtroom, wanting to see every moment of this real-life drama. The public was glued to their screens, eager for updates on the proceedings. The prosecution made a strong case, talking about the strange things surrounding Binion's death and the plan to steal his silver. They presented evidence meticulously, aiming to leave no doubt in the jury's mind. People said they saw Tabish and others taking silver from Binion's house right after he died. Witnesses came forward with stories that painted a picture of greed and betrayal. The defense fought back by saying the witnesses weren't believable, and there was no real proof that Murphy and Tabish killed him. They argued that the prosecution's case was built on shaky ground and circumstantial evidence. The jury talked about it for days, thinking about the evidence, what people said, and the different stories. They weighed the testimonies, the evidence, and the arguments from both sides carefully. Everyone in the courtroom felt the tension. The air was thick with anticipation as people waited for the jury's decision. Finally, they made a decision. The verdict would bring an end to the trial, but the impact of this case would be felt for years to come. Section 7. Whispers of Doubt, Guilty. The jury said Sandy Murphy and Rick Tabish were guilty of murder, conspiracy, and theft. The decision shocked Las Vegas and everyone else. It seemed like justice was done. But the story wasn't over. They tried to appeal, and something surprising happened. The Nevada Supreme Court said they weren't guilty in 2003. The court said mistakes during the trial had made it unfair for Murphy and Tabish. They had to have another trial, but the prosecution didn't have enough strong evidence, so they dropped the murder charges. Murphy and Tabish said they were guilty of stealing Binion's silver. They had already spent enough time in jail, so they were let go. Section 8. Unanswered questions. Even though the trial was over, questions remained. Did Sandy Murphy and Rick Tabish kill Ted Binion, or were they, like their lawyers said, just caught up in the mystery surrounding a man who lived a dangerous life? The whole truth seems to have died with Ted Binion in that Las Vegas house. The desert, always silent, keeps its secrets. They found some of the Binion hoard in the desert vault, but people still say a lot of the silver is still out there. Treasure hunters and people who love conspiracies still go to the Nevada desert, looking for answers, looking for fortune, trying to solve the mystery of Ted Binion and his hidden silver. Section 9. The Legend Lives On. The story of Ted Binion is a warning, a reminder that even in the city of second chances, some bad things can't be forgotten. Ted Binion, a name synonymous with the glitz and glamour of old Las Vegas, lived a life that was as thrilling as it was tragic. His tale is a complex web of intrigue, filled with moments of triumph and despair. It's a story of wealth, power, greed, and the exciting mystery of the unknown. Binion's fortune, amassed through years of high-stakes gambling and casino operations, became the stuff of legends. His wealth was not just in money, but in gold bars, silver coins and treasures that seemed to come straight out of a pirate's dream. The legend of the Binion hoard is still fascinating. Newspapers of the time were filled with stories of his exploits, his vaults filled with unimaginable riches. The Binio hoard became a symbol of the excess and allure of Las Vegas itself. It's a story whispered in the casinos, where gamblers and dealers alike share tales of his hidden wealth. The whispers grow louder with each passing year as new generations discover the mystery of Ted Binio, a story told around campfires under the desert sky. The desert, with its vast open spaces and star-filled nights, becomes the perfect backdrop for recounting the legend. The flickering flames of the campfire add a sense of mystique and wonder to the tale. And as long as the desert keeps its secrets, the allure of the Binio hoard will never fade. The desert silence holds the key to many mysteries, and Ted Binion's story is just one of them. The truth about Ted Binion's death, shrouded in mystery and speculation, continues to captivate. Was it murder or a tragic accident? The questions remain unanswered, adding to the legend's allure. And how much silver he really hid remains one of the greatest mysteries of Las Vegas. The hidden treasures, rumored to be buried somewhere in the Nevada desert, keep treasure hunters and enthusiasts searching, will always be just out of reach. The elusive nature of the treasure adds to its allure, making it a tantalizing goal for those who dare to seek it. The desert, in the end, wins, hiding the truth, leaving behind only questions. Its vastness and mystery are a fitting end to the story of Ted Binio, a man whose life was as enigmatic as the desert itself. And the echoes of a life lived on the edge, Ted Binion's legacy lives on, a testament to the highs and lows of a life intertwined with the fortunes of Las Vegas.